All right. What's happening, my brother?
Man,
What's going
been a
on, man?
long time since I've been here.
Yeah. Now, for the viewing audience that doesn't know you, my brother, could you
Yeah.
please introduce yourself?
My name is Travis Lee, and I've been called Travitron since 1979 or 80. And people call me a B-boy. I was a DJ, MC, and I came here to go to school in 81.
Okay, when you say here, where do you mean?
I came to the University of Minnesota to go to school, fresh out of high school. I went to Samuel J. Tilden in Brooklyn. And man, I was on the verge of rapping, was new. You know, I had a DJ crew, and I was trying to do that. I was on the verge of signing a nice little contract with this crew called the Marvelous MCs, and it was decided for me that I was going to the University of Minnesota,
Okay.
which hurt me and disappointed me.
Well, you know, before we even deal with where we are right now, the
Yeah.
U of M, and you can see the city in the background and everything like that, with the snow
Yeah.
and all the elements that come with this seasonal environment here.
Yes, sir.
What was, first of all, before we even get into that package, what was Brooklyn like, where you, and the city of New York City at the time when you came here?
Brooklyn was, oh my goodness, it was just getting live. I mean, as far as hip hop and b-boying, 78, I guess we first started hearing about it, or 77, 76, we was circulating tapes in high school, a lot of different parties, no commercials, no internet, just block to block, people developing reputations with the turntables. Flash was very popular, but there was other MCs. It was like, man, it's like the medieval days where every block, every neighborhood had their own DJ trying to perfect a skill way before the first record was ever thought about. There were gang involvements, there was the Black Spades, there was the Latin, I forgot the name of the groups, but there was a lot of different gangs. I was never in a gang, but I went to Tilden High School. Before that, I was at lived in Ebbetsfield, which is a place right next to where I lived in Tivoli Towers, right next to Medgar Evers College. And I went to Jackie Robinson Junior High School and discovered hip hop, started trading tapes, had our own crew, had one of the best DJs, equipment, and grew up at Tilden, which is, man, it's unknown, but it is a cradle of hip hop. My friends who I grew up with became managers, became artists. You can't mention UTFO, you can't mention Special Ed, you can't mention a lot of groups without mentioning Tilden High School. So many, Whistle, all of them. And I went to high school with them. I mean, one of my guys I went to high school with, who was younger than me, was part of the 2 Live crew. So we all separated around the country and made our mark, you know, when hip hop was just being born. I mean, hip hop was in toddler stage.
Well,
So,
you just said something real key.
uh-huh.
You made your mark.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to talk about in this
Okay.
interview.
Okay.
That's why we wanted to be at this very location that had people from the North Side, South Side, and St. Paul congregate at them early years right here at the U of M.
Yes.
At your first party, correct?
Yes. I started here and branched out. I performed different places, but this, I guess, was the legendary point of operation.
And this would have been what year? Circa
81.
Minneapolis? 1981.
81.
Minneapolis.
I came here in 81. I got it started in 81.
All right, let's go ahead and walk in here, man, and chop
Okay.
it up, all right? All right, so my brother Trav, man.
Yes, sir.
So in the background, brother, you know where we're at. We're in the Kaufman Union, brother. So you said 81?
81, 1981.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Explain what was your state of mind being basically just a teenager coming from Brooklyn, coming into a building like this in 81, doing a hip hop party. What was the vibe like for you back then?
You know, I was so, first of all, it was a state of depression when I got here. I was really depressed. I was pretty popular in high school. Threw my own party for graduation and had DJ battles, and we were on the verge of signing a contract. And you know, my mom said, "You're not staying here. You're not signing any contract. You're going to the University of Minnesota." So can you imagine, you know, hip hop, not commercialized, brand new. It's a feeling. We didn't even know it could be marketed. We had been to a few parties, saw a lot of DJs, and the first record had just came out. I guess it was Sugar Hill Gang. I think it was '78. And by then, everybody started collecting records and started printing different records. And I'm like, man, this is a wonderful thing here. And so I come to the U, pissed. You know, what the hell? This is Minnesota. It's nothing but snow here. I don't know anybody here. Nobody knows me. Everything I tried to build up, that I had built up, gone. I'm starting from zero. Don't nobody know me from a can of paint. Don't nobody know what this hip hop is. And I stayed over north for the summer. And I got a little taste of how people would feel about it because there was this occasion on Plymouth Avenue. And my uncle had a house on 13th and Thomas, and there was this big showdown, and I'm gonna briefly talk about it, but it was I guess Spike Moss and the Way had been doing this big crowd. I forgot what it was, but there was a lot of people there. There was a lot of music, and I went up to the Way, and they were giving out bikes, and I said, "Man, can I hold that mic?" "What you want the mic for?" I said, "Let's play this record." And I started rapping, and they went crazy.
And this was 81.
81, summer.
Okay.
And they went crazy. Girls started fanning me, and people went crazy in there. I noticed that one of the guys that got so mad, now that I know it was somebody's brother, he pulled a mic, he pulled the power and everything. He was like, "I don't know what you're doing, but you ain't doing it here." I mean, and then I felt it. And after that, I'd gotten some friends over north, Tremont, Brian, and a few other folks, and there was this kid named Delane Crawford, and it was like, "Man, what was that?" You know.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think there was anybody that you knew of, or potentially didn't know back in '81, who was on the same vibe? You know, there's some that have courage to get up there in places like that to do that, but then there's some who are in basements.
I don't know because I didn't know, but soon I found out that Derek Delight Stevens and DJ D was a couple of dudes from the Bronx that was here, and I didn't know about them, but I just knew that that point I pulled it back and went bam, bam, and they just went. It was just it was a response that I never seen before. So I said, "Yeah, okay, I might have something here, and I'm gonna take it to the U." And met a guy named Travis Mitchell, whose brother was Daryl Mitchell, who played with Trent Tuck and all of them, and we got to hang out. And I was telling him about this hip hop thing, man. That was deep. He couldn't understand what I was talking about, and I didn't bring any turntables with me. You know, I'm 18. I'm just glad to get to the U. I'm in Middlebrook Hall. And I said, "Man, I'm going to throw a party and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about." And so I threw one party, was in Mississippi Room, and, you know, got all the athletes, you know, together. And it was nice. It was a nice little party. And I had, you know, I seen Prince was here, his influence. And I saw what are those girls he had? He had some girls, Vanity Six, and I guess I got some girls to put on some outfits to dance with people, to socialize. And we had this crew, we called it the TNT Breakout Crew. And I said, "Man, I'm going to start throwing some parties." And he was like, "Man, this is incredible."
So correct. So Prince was at some of your first
No.
parties in the Crawford?
I had seen him and heard about him, but this was Prince's town.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
The difference, I came up here with Lee jean jackets, Pumas, and the guys up here all, you know, basically had jerry curls, and they was wearing boots and a little more effeminate, you know, just a rock star style. And I wasn't really for that. I was like, "Man, what is this?" And because we had just got finished with the jerry curls in New York. So a couple of guys had them. Curtis Blow had a few, you know, but it was more for like pimpish, you know, that kind of, you know, stuff. So I was like anti that, you
Right.
know. And so we started throwing parties. I didn't have much of equipment. I didn't have the real turntables that we had in New York because everybody would chip in and had their own stuff, and we would just primarily MCs. So coming here, I had to be the MC and the DJ and the promoter
And the organizer,
and the organizer,
everything, all titles that we
all
can
of
all
that,
relate to.
all of
Yeah.
that. And so basically, I saw it as a gift. Basically, I thought, if I'm gonna be in Minnesota, I'm here for a reason. I got to get my degree.
And what was your major?
Speech communications and journalism. I was pretty well known in my school. I was the school editor. You know, I played on the basketball team. Couldn't play a lick, but played on the basketball team and wrote for the paper and the school photographer. So I wanted to chronicleize everything. I always believed in that. And so we gave our party here. And I figured, you know, in the name of the Autobahn, and where I used to see Flash and them throw their parties uptown, they would invite everybody. So I said, man, I'm going to have an all high school party, and it's going to be live, you know. And they said, what? All high school party? So we went up to the Mississippi Room, and I walked downstairs, and I saw this big room, and it was called the Great Hall. And I said, damn, man, this place is big. Man, can I do it? And my boy Trav Mitchell, he was always boosting me up. Yeah, man, you could do it. I mean, he was my hype man, you know, because this is nobody's ever done it. And you know, I noticed that to go into different places, because I'm not the only DJ here. Never was. There was a lot of DJs here. They just wasn't keen on the hip hop, and they were doing different mixes and blends. They wasn't just outright scratching and playing the same record back and forth. And so as I got to see it, this is something. This is like looking at Mount Everest, man. Do you have what it takes to feel this? It's going to take a lot of confidence. You start from nothing. Nobody don't know you from Brooklyn. Nobody don't know you from Tilden High. Nobody knows you from nothing. And you are in the middle of the Midwest. These folks ain't seen nothing. Can you make it happen? And I was encouraged. Like I said, my man Trav Mitchell and a couple other folks. You know, I had a couple of brothers here from New York, and they would help me. You know, Chill Mill, Jeff Milligan, and Easy D. But right then, at that time, I hadn't met none of them, and so I sought out to invite people to an all high school party.
And this was 1981.
81.
The party, the all high school party, your first party here. This was your first introduction, public introduction to the Twin Cities.
Absolutely.
1981.
Yes, sir.
In the Great Hall
Yep.
in Kaufman Memorial
Yes.
Auditorium.
Yes. This was it. This is where I gave my gift and where so many kids got their gift. I can remember some names because it wasn't all me. I remember Chad's Millionaire as a teenager coming to my party.
Whoa, wow.
I remember because Chad was something else. I had really got this game so tight. I was starting to sell buttons, Travitron buttons, and then one day Chad came in, and the reason why I remember him, he had Chad's Millionaire button to say like, yo, you ain't the only ones. Because that's what it was after that. You ain't the only one. And so I remember Chad. I remember the Cotton Boys, Farley Cotton and Vincent Cotton, trying to kick them out because they came in with the drama. It was lines going out of here.
So, time out. You mean you remember Chad or Chaz?
Chaz, Millionaire.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay,
Chaz,
go ahead.
Millionaire.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I remember Cowboy because I had him in the DJ battle. It was Cowboy and Joe. DJ Cowboy was one of them. And then I had a dude by the name of Joe Young. Joe Young and a brother who was a lawyer, and I forgot his name, and their name was Jazzmos Productions. And Joe Young became the bass player for the Sounds of Blackness for their first album.
This is 1981.
Right, but I'm saying, then in the future, I mean, whenever, in 81, this is Joe Young. He was part of this thing we did we did the DJ battle.
Okay.
There was the DJ MCs, which was Derek Delight, Smoke, and a brother from the Bronx named DJD. And there was also Joe Burrell. Joe Burrell was from Chicago. We went to the U together, and he started the house stuff here. He started house in Minnesota. Joe Burrell, he bought it here with him. And this is where we did it.
This is all where everything happened.
We did it. And we also did a Halloween party. All high school, everything. Halloween party. I remember here in 81 or 82, maybe 83, a brother by the name of Ray Seville came up here with Jimmy Jam to ask me to play a record. And I think it was a Prince record. I have a photo of them approaching me on stage. We gave so many parties here. It was Chill Mill. I set a lot of different battles up, and there's some classic ones. You guys know him as Truth Maze, but back then he was Be Fresh. And he started this beatboxing thing, and he had took over the whole North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis. He was the best. I had him battle St. Paul's D-Rock, who you also know as
Dan Speaks.
Dan Speak. Now these guys are teenagers. They're 16, 17 years old. The battle took place here.
What year was that,
I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I got it on tape.
What year? What
it
year
had to be 82, 83.
Ooh.
The battle.
Now, Trav, let me ask you a question. Now, when you think about the history of the University of Minnesota
Yes.
and the history of where this this hall was named after, and you think about the early foundation struggles for black men and women like yourself, who were one of the pioneering people that established independent venues for black youth to congregate and interact in this culture we call hip hop. Everything then and now comes with the struggle.
Absolutely. I also want to mention Danny Wesley, one of my best friends in college. He managed this building. And he used to give me my clearance. And there's also an African-American educator by the name of Conrad Jones who warned me about this place. Because I got charged $300 in 81 to throw my first party here. And he told me to start an organization, then I wouldn't be charged hardly anything. And so me and Travis Mitchell started an organization called the Socialites to incorporate the university to the outer community, to invite people through socialization from North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, and St. Paul, encouraging inner city kids to maybe want to pursue a career at the university, being students. So we started that. Conrad Jones also warned me that my parties had gotten so big that they couldn't stop me, but they wanted to. They wanted to cancel my parties because they never seen nothing like this. I mean, I'm not gonna say who, but I know who. These guys was eating off of me. When they left these parties, they had vending machines, they had pinball machines, they was all broken into. Everybody was eating. People was just going nuts because I invited the whole community here. But he told me that the way they stopped me, here's how they shut me down, that they started to bring fire marshals. And they had a capacity. Can you believe that when we first started, Sugar T was at the door. She's now a teacher. She was counting the money. We had nobody in here at 9 o'clock. We started from 8 to 12. We had nobody in here at 10 o'clock. But at 10 o'clock to midnight, we had 500 or 600 people in here at $3 a head. And it was gigantic. I couldn't understand it. But once the fire marshals came, and once I had to have security and insurance, it shut me down. And that was the story, and I'll be brief, of my whole career. Ever since then, anytime somebody saw my name on a flyer, it would be associated with fire marshals who would guard and count. They had these clickers. And when it started to go over, they say, shut it down. And I would have to shut down my parties early. And there was also a bunch of haters who would start this party's canceled and all that. That's a whole big story. But this is where it started. And if anybody's in their 40s, late 40s or 50s, they cut their teeth right here. And they will tell them. I was at a Travitron's party. I was at the Kaufman Union. Unforgettable. It was just a beautiful experience because there was no violence, maybe a fight over a girl or a guy, but no gunshots, no nothing. Just a good time, and they were very curious. I had different guys who would rap like Chill Mill and different battles, and we had a show we did. The TNT Breakout Crew, we would come out from behind the curtains and do a routine. You know, we had DeVell Turner, he was called the Lady Killer. We had Travis Mitchell, we had Sugar T, and after that, everybody else, of course, once you start something, everybody wants to do it. And so.
Yeah, check it out, y'all. Check it out, y'all. One time for the mind. Two times for the beat.
I never thought this was just mine. I just wanted to just make this place acceptable for me to want to be in, because I was ready to go back to New York, and I had a mission. I had to get my degree, and I really didn't want to be here. So I tried to make it more like home as possible, and I wanted everybody to enjoy themselves. And it wasn't like I got it and you can't have it. I went to other parties, but I was busy, man. We was doing our thing here.
Yeah, the hip hop shop in full effect. Y'all like to say hello to posse members, Chad, Al, and Jason, and Danny, and all those folks who are not here right now. I'd like to say hello to them. On the cool check-in, we got Chill Will and Shelly, who loves jazz since he just fell in love with hip hop right here in the station right here. Tony Mac, Cool Rock, King Krypton, Danny C, and Club. And right here at Camo J, where we're doing a massive cleanup. Everybody's in here. We got all the celebrities, and we're cleaning up. We got the Belinda Foxes, the Bongo Jerrys, the VJs, the DJs, the Chaz Millionaires, and we got the Derek the Light Stevens. We got Chico. We got Daryl Sellers. All of these people. We're all here trying to clean up while Tron tries to clean up the beat. And we're doing it all for you right here on 89.9 KMOJ. Yeah. And Broadway Joe is in the house, too. He's here right now, and he's ready to rise to the top with my man and your man, Dougie Fresh. Can we check it out?